Hi, it's Lenneke from Len's Crafty Life, and this is my VR for Lauretta Allen. Lauretta, she hasn't been on YouTube that long, I think only since the beginning of this year, but please do check her out. I'll pop a link to her channel below this video. She has a 200 subby giveaway at the moment, and she makes the most beautiful crazy quilts and beaded cabochons and all sorts of things. She's very, very creative. And what she wanted us to do is just to show some old pictures of our families, preferably from before the 1950s. If you can't find those, you can show more recent ones or other old pictures that you like, even if it's not relatives of yours. So I'll pop a link to her challenge below this video as well, so do check it out. And this is it is a wall hanging, and this is actually, it has 3 pictures in it of relatives of mine with a tassel, and I inherited this of my grandfather. This is my grandfather. To be honest, I'm not sure when these pictures were taken. This is my grandfather, and this is my father. I think he must be, well, I don't know, maybe 24. He's from 1938, so this is obviously not from before 1950 then, because he would have been 12, and he's obviously older than 12 right here. But I just do love this picture. It's it very much looks like the time period when he got married to my mum. I think he's probably about 24, 25 in this picture. Maybe he was 27 or something when he married my mum. And this is his brother, my uncle. Now, my uncle is not alive anymore, nor is my granddad, obviously, and my father will turn 81 in November. So I just love this wall hanging, and I've kept it in this, it's kind of a green velvet hanging. So then I recently got a box full with old postcards from my father to craft with, and this one was in there. It is a postcard, but it is a picture from, this is the lady near the fountain. Hope you can see her there. This is my grandma. So that is the wife of this gentleman, my grandfather. I'm sorry if you hear some noise in the background, that's my doggy eating. See if I can get it a little bit closer. I'm not sure if it will focus. So this is my grandmother. Obviously an old picture, just look at these cars. So just look at these old cars. So I'm not sure when this was taken. It is in one of their holidays. I think it's probably in Germany. And it doesn't have a date on there. Then I got this book. It's from, it says, Granddad, tell us because you are special. And this is a book full of questions to your grandfather. It exists for your grandmother as well. And you give it to them. They have to write in it, put pictures in it, and it tells about their life. So there's all sorts of questions in here. And this, well, so this was not my grandfather, but my daughter's grandfather. So this is actually about my dad. So first picture in here is of my parents. So this is my mum and my dad, and they got married in September in 1967. So I just think it's just, you know, with a grey hat and, you know, just the way they looked is just very special. Love this picture. Then this is a picture from my granddad. So this is all the father of my father and the mother of my mother. So this again is the same guy as here. He gained a bit of weight. He was very big at the end of his life. So this is obviously when he was quite a lot thinner. I have not known him like this but here he was a very slender man. So this is my grandfather, my grandma, this is my dad again, and his brother. And this, it says, was when his parents were 12.5 years married. So I think this might just be from about 1950s. My dad's from 38. I think he may be about 10 here, I think. Then this, I just love this picture. Just look at it. This is my grandfather, so still the same guy. Look at how thin he is, how slender, and just a dainty hat. And I think he's holding some gloves, and this was fashion in that time here in the Netherlands. Like, he wasn't limping or anything. That's not the reason why he had that walking stick. That was just the fashion of that day, that gentlemen would have, even at a young age, would have a walking stick. And this is actually, yeah, here it says, my father was a real dandy who did along with what was fashion. This was on 23rd of May 1927, so this was fashion, at least in the Netherlands in that time. So I had a very dandy granddad. Well, this is the same guy. So my grandfather and my grandmother, obviously it gained a bit of weight here. So this is all about my father and obviously their parents. They did have a shoe shop, and my dad had it as well. So these are all shoe boxes. So this is my grandma, and I just love the way she did her hair. Just look at that hairdo. Beautiful. Obviously she's holding a cake, so this was celebration. Oh, this is in 1957. One of the shop that we had in the Netherlands in IJmuiden was opening. We had 5 shoe shops. I worked there as well, just for 1 year, when I was about 23. This is, oh goodness, he put an arrow. This is my dad. Can focus is it? I think, he's right behind it. He's very blonde. Focus, he's right there. That's my dad. And this is scouting, so you can see the way they've dressed. This was the scouting outfit. And here as well, the very blonde guy, second from the left. That's my dad. Great. I'm not sure how many pictures are in there, so he's really, my dad always likes to talk, so this is a great book to have. So if your parents, grandparents, parents are still alive, give them a book like this or make one up. So this is again my dad on the left and his younger brother. My dad is called Matthew. This is when they did the Holy Communion. They were raised Roman Catholic. This is the 11th of May 1947. And I just love the edging as well. Just the way it was. The pictures were back then. Oh, lots of pictures. Maybe I have too many. This is again my father. I think when they were teenagers. My father and his brother on holiday. He doesn't really know exactly where. These, he says, these are my father's grandma and grandpa. I haven't known these from my father's kant. Oh, I did. I know. I've known her, but she's a bit larger here than when I knew her. So this is my great grandmother. And I did meet her until I think I knew her. I think she passed away when I was about 7 or 8. So she was way in her 90s. These are brothers from my grandfather. And again, these are in scouting, Boy Scouting outfit. This is my grandmother in the middle, this one, I don't think my grandfather is in there. Tante Jopie, mam's oom Ben, zus en broer van mijn moeder. So this is the family of my grandma. So her brothers and sisters. I haven't known those people. Let's see. Oh, that's right. This is definitely one of my favorite pictures. This is my grandmother with my dad and his younger brother. I'm not sure when this was taken, but there's 2 years between them. Now I think he's about 3, so maybe my dad is here 5 or 6. Maybe he's 3 or 4. So this is probably 1943, maybe taken. I love that picture. That's definitely one of my favorites. This is my dad's younger brother with their little doggy. The doggy was called Trix. Okay. So let's see. That's right. This again is my grandfather, so still the same guy. Just look at that hat. It's amazing. He says my father was in 1929. He went into the army, but as a hospic, so he was into the hospital department. That's why he has the Red Cross here. It's the Red Cross there. So he was a hospital soldier. See the Red Crosses on his collar. Well, that's what I pointed to. In 1940, he had to go again to the army, so he was called out again. So this was in 1929, but in 1940 they called him up again. That was of course the start of the Second World War. This is my dad. Love this picture, just look at him. So this is obviously when he was called out to go to do his service. This was not in wartime, praise the Lord, but he says in 1958 till 1916 he served our country in peacetime, fortunately. So that was him. Let's see if there's some more pictures. Oh, well, these are definitely not old pictures, but I'll show them anyway. These are actually pictures of my dad. The way he's basically now, well, this was a long time ago. This is my youngest daughter, Megan. She's 16 now. She has the Paris themed room. And this is my dad again, looking under the couch, searching for something, with my daughter, Lauren, who just turned 18. I think she's probably about 3 here. Now, let's see what else we see here. Oh, this is quite nice too. This is actually, I'll just add these in for free, okay? These are not 1950s. This is again the same lady, my grandma, my sister, and guess who this is? That's me. Oh, so funny to see these pictures again. I think I was about 12 here probably. So we were visiting my grandmother and grandfather. And, oh, this is an old picture again. Opa, which is granddad, the father of my mother, who passed away in 1960. So I guess this is the father of my mother. The father of... Is that my grandmother? I didn't even realize that. I need to ask him. I guess so. So this is my great grandfather, and I've never known him, but this is apparently my grandmother. That is so cute. I need to ask him again about that. This is my grandmother behind here. That's my grandmother. Just the way she did her hair. I'm not sure if that's clearly visible. She had very long hair, even past her waist. And the hairdresser always did it up very well. She was already grey at the age of 20. So she dyed her hair until she passed away, which was at the age of 86. So she had her hair dyed for 66 years. Okay, well, this is my father a few years ago. Well, I guess about 15 years ago, he was doing the Alpha course, which is a Christian course, an introduction to the Christian faith, in a church nearby. This is again my grandfather, sorry, so my father's father, and he always smoked cigars. And this is my father's little brother and their doggy tricks. These are, I don't know these people, but this is an uncle from my father and his wife, I guess, and they emigrated to Australia. Oh no, he says to Australia. Oh no, South Africa. So I guess we're almost there now. See if there's any more pictures. No, I don't think so. So anyway, those are the pictures that I was wanting to show you. See if I can find the favorite pictures of mine, which is this one of my grandmother, my father and his brother. And thanks so much for watching. Please check out Lauretta's challenge and channel, and have a great day. See ya. Bye bye.